Okie dokie, I've just changed the audio input. Hopefully that's a little bit better. Appear to missing the audio. Yes, we are missing the audio, but hopefully it's back now. So, oh wow, what a way to start. It's a bit quiet. Hopefully it's a little bit louder. Now, so I'm going to just wait a couple of seconds while people come up to speed, while I come up to speed. Oh, sure, he's okay. Yeah, I might have fallen off the edge there. Okay. So, oh wow, what a way to start. Okay, great. I'm up and running. I'm up and working. Okay, audio is back. Sorry about that brief interruption. Okie dokie. So in today's stream, I'll be doing the final few edits needed for my return to Isfahan. And I have one miniature in my collection that I need to finish off. This is a custom conversion. Guess who it is? Pop it up in the comment section who you think this guy is. I've got this one dude left to do. The rest has been painted. I'm going through those final few edits on everything in anticipation that my case will be rickrolled in transit and break everything. Speaking of which, I am an incredibly anxious flyer. I've been to America 3 times. Twice they've lost my luggage. So I'm not going to check anything. No siree. So I'm having to MacGyver up my own solution to transport an army. Now the Return to Isfahan army was purposely designed to only have only have like a very small footprint. The Justarian army, there's only about 18 guys here. I didn't want much more than this because I knew I'd be traveling around the world with them. And this case has been checked over. I've measured it. It does come under the requirements, so I could take a handy with me. I can take like my luggage on board and this. My fears, the amount of magnets that are in here. I'm wondering whether they're going to look at this and think this looks way weird. This definitely looks like a deadly weapon with intent. And all my stuff gets checked at customs or having to check anything. But you want to see something terrifying? Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. It'd just be something on the live stream, wouldn't it, if something came loose, something was destroyed. Nope, it's looking pretty good. Okay, should we leave them like this for the rest of the live stream? No. But yeah, we got the final few bits and pieces. There'll be things like the black rim base on this guy I'll be doing in today's stream. This is mainly a kickback. I want to chat about Adepticon. I want to get in touch with everybody out there. I want to know exactly who's going. I want to know what the sort of thing I'm in for because it's my very first Adepticon. I want tips, I want life-saving tips from you on how to survive Adepticon, how to get the most from it, the do's and do not do's. And if you've been previously, I want you to tell me what the best pizza is. Is it Giordano's or is it Luminari's? When I went there first, when I went to Chicago first, I was told that Illuminati's, or Luminaries, I believe it's pronounced, was the best. When I went the second time, I was told that Giordano's is the best. So settle the debate for me, guys. Which one is better? Which one should we visit on our trip? So, a little welcome to everybody. Hi, Dante Paints. Hey, how you doing? How you doing? Hope you're well, buddy. I've been stalking you on Instagram, loving the posts you've been putting up recently. Death and Betrayal podcast, always a pleasure to see you here. I'm glad the Art of Compromise is gaining traction. Yes. So the Art of Compromise series is a range of tutorials designed to produce very easy, quickly produced miniatures. I can give you a little preview of what's coming up. Art of Compromise, World Eaters. Yes, that is around the corner. It is coming, but I'm glad you're liking the what's call it, the things around it to advertise it. Focus Kyber, yeah, bang on. Tormageddon or Kyber. Turn it upside down. Oh, I'm not quite that brave, Dante. I'm not quite that brave. Not quite that brave. So, in the live stream, it's your opportunity to ask me any questions, engage with me. If you're working on any personal projects, well, why not wing them to me on social media? Post something up on Instagram. Tag me in there. I'll check them every now and again. And hopefully we'll have a picture. I can do a quick little edit for you guys. But okay, in the run up to this, a few edits. I need to do some Focus Kyber work. So it's quite early on in the painting process of this guy, and it's all brushwork from here on out. So big areas to hit up first. We can do the face, we can do the black armor, we can do the red of the gemstones, or we can work on some skulls. I'll leave that up to you in the comment section. Armor, face, or skulls. Vote now. Pop this in the YouTube comment section. And since you're there, leave a like, subscribe, because it's the best way to know about these interactive live streams. I normally host them on Sunday. And share them, because the more people we can get watching these, the more motivated I am to actually do the damn things. No, I'm definitely not turning it upside down. Definitely not turning it upside down. Okay, so while I wait for you guys to pop in the comment section, I'm going to work on the leather. So I have my wet palette in front of me. That's not too flooded at the moment. I'm going to take some orange leather, mix it with some, I think this is red leather by Scale 75. I'm going to take a red grass game brush, one of my used and battered and abused brushes. I mean, look at the state of this thing. This poor brush. I put it through absolute hell. And the reason being, I want to produce texture very, very quickly and very, very easily. So what I'm going to do is just try and hit the edges to produce this cracked leather effect. But this won't be the concentration of this tutorial or this live stream. It'll either be the black, the head, or some skulls. And if you've been to Adepticon before, top tips, please. And Death and Betrayal podcast, we needed to chat because Alex is the presenter of a very good Horus Heresy podcast, and he's very graciously bringing all my materials with me because I can't take many liquids with me. I could barely take my clothes that are on my back. So he's supplying me with paints. He's a long-time student. And he has, like I said, the Death and Betrayal podcast. Very good Horus Heresy podcast. I love their list reviews, because I'm always curious. Even though the Horus Heresy is very much a narrative-driven game, it's always nice to make sure that things work in the game. You don't want to get turn up and things don't quite synergize with each other. Actually, Alex, I have a question for you. So I have a Justarian army, and when I've used it up until this point, it's not quite mobile. I feel like it's very much it doesn't have much in the way of an output of shooting. Combat, if I can get Terminators there, is quite good, but getting there is an issue. I have around 1,500 points, and I have under that without the Dreadnought. What would you suggest I could take that would supplement a Justarian army within the Centurion rules? And please bear in mind, I want to keep the footprint low, and it does need to fit in that case ideally. And hell, I'll throw that to anybody. If anybody has suggestions for me, I will more than happily take them. Okay, Dante paints building list bits at the moment. Black Templars at all? And I saw you went on... face, okay, we'll do the face. And I saw you went on your first... I didn't see how much you ran. I think it was like a 1K race. Congratulations. Congratulations. Face. The Legion painter David Jack. Oh, hello, David. Hey, how you doing, buddy? I've been Facebook stalking you as well, unfortunately. Your new girlfriend is having a very positive impact on your life, my friend. Good for you. Good for you. I've been looking at your journey and your journey into happiness with great... I sound so creepy right now. I'm happy for you, I'm trying to say. Johnny, glad I caught this. Yep, glad you caught this too, my friend. Catching your Caravaggio class Saturday at Adepticon. Yes. Okay. So this is the class I'm most excited to teach. How Caravaggio can help you paint Space Marines. I'm dying to talk about it because I've got the stills done, I've got the script done, it's all ready and raring to go, but the things I'll be employing here, specifically on the face, will be in that class as well. Okay, let's get into the face, shall we? So we have our palette. Let's zoom out a little bit. We have our palette. We have a very unusual palette here. We have purples, greens, dark browns, mid-tone, fleshes, and a little bit of orange leather. Now, the emphasis on these colour schemes, on these faces, has always been, perhaps it'll help if I have a finished one, to have more of a grim dark appearance, an ashen appearance. This army is set at Istvan 3, under a pall of nightmarish light. It's inappropriate for me to use very strong, vibrant, healthy skin tones, because it wouldn't mesh with the atmosphere I'm trying to produce. This army at its core is atmospheric. So all the highlights I've added on the top of these guys come in the form of a very light green grey. Very, very light. So this is USMC Tank Crew. And all the highlights for this project peaks at that. Now, if you haven't got that colour, well, no need to worry. You don't necessarily need it, because we know we can take a green, we can mix up our own colour balance. So this is what we want to do with this face. We want to make it look ashen, we want to make it look like it's under a pall of smoke, like they've just decimated the city, and they're engaging with their brothers for the first time. So they aren't going to have healthy, vibrant skin tones, they're going to have something quite desaturated. And the underlying green tones and the top green tones will help make it a little bit more coherent. Okay, so first things first, I think I coated this with English uniform or like a Japanese uniform, something along those lines. Can you hear those seagulls outside? It sounds like they're agreeing with me. Let's go with that. Pure delusion on my part. Okay, and a big part of my technique is blocking in. We have some very basic tones built in here, but it looks quite sloppy. I'm going to take some ivory. So let's have a look at the palette. I'm going to take some ivory. I'm going to mix it in with these skin tones. I'm not too concerned with the actual colour. Maybe add a pinch of green in here. Jeez Louise, you can see how overwhelming that green is. It's just completely blown it out. I do not want that. So let's do a little bit off here. I can introduce a little bit of the green. Like so. Perfect. I'm not really looking for the tone of the piece at this point. It's more the value. So the value is that scale from black to white. The brush I'm using, Broken Toad, 0. And I'll change this between my Broken Toad and my Redgrass Games. Top brushes. Okay, let's have a look at my first highlights. Right, I want the shadow up top, make sure it's on screen. So let's get this here, top of the nose. Okay, as I mark this in, I'm going to give myself a little bit of a plug. If you were interested in the art style, if you were interested in the project up until this point, have a look on social media for the hashtag Return to Istvan. And if you wanted an in-depth look at how we constructed the Justarian and Sons of Horus colour schemes, there is a full masterclass on littlelegendstudio.com, and this is a full-on course. So we deal with infantry, we deal with Justarian, we deal so this was a Christmas special, and I go through every scintilla of detail with you via the Patreon, how to weather it, how to create this green, the lot. And you get all of this plus everything else that we've done on the Patreon for $15. That's it. For the price of a Giordano's pizza. You get all that learning at your fingertips. But it's down to you to use the damn tutorials. Then I can't do anything about that, because subscribing is not the same as using. So if you subscribe, make sure you use them. Okay. So this portion of the paint job, I'm trying to clarify the details. Sorry, let me get this. I'm trying to clarify the details. I've got this really nice snarl here. So the tip of the brush goes right to the very tip. Almost looks like his lip is split, so I'm gonna keep that split there. My main point of light is coming down this axis, so I want all of this highlighted. And I do want a pinch of highlight here, but then the rest I want to leave alone. I don't want to do any more to it than that. Okay, the next stage is trippy. Next stage, I'm going to take some green. Why on earth am I using green? What am I going to do? Well, it desaturates the skin, and it gives me some nice... Sorry, I just dropped my brush. Gives me some nice shadows to start building up with. Oh, for today, I should be able to stream a little bit longer because the wife and the child are out. I think they're around their nannies. So while the cat's away, the dogs can play. Okay, soft shadows. Very thin. Make sure I'm capturing this on camera. Good. And up top. Okay. I'm going to take a deep red next. I will come to the comment section soon. I have seen, I think Dante, you've sent me a picture. So I will be looking at that. Make sure you post up on social media and tag Little Legend Studio in there. You know, do me a solid, do me a favour, share this stream. And then subscribe. And if you just happen to have like a spare 100 grand, send it directly to my bank account. I will accept any generous donations. Or you can subscribe to the Patreon and help yourself. There you go. Let's work a little bit of colour in here. Okay, look at the teeth. It's a little bit dark. It's a little bit too dark in there, so I'm going to take a little bit of blue that I have in my palette. I'm going to rinse it in here. And it gives his mouth a nice disgorged, bloody appearance. The head is from Lord Zufo. And this is a conversion using Abaddon and Lord Zufo. Let's pop a little bit of red up here. I'll make sure I'll bring this to the character conversion course at the end of April in Firestorm Games. So I'll be bringing this. Do you want to see some conversions? I need to allow this to dry. Hold on. Before I come to the comment section, let me show you some conversions I'm working on. So this is the template we're working on for the conversion course. How to completely rechange. Bit of dirty green stuff work there. Then I'll be showing off what exactly makes a good character, good characterization, what makes a good characterful stance. So we'll be looking at composition. We'll be looking at not only the technicalities of how to green stuff, but like the good stuff, like how do you compose a scene? What makes her elegant, for example? Why does that silhouette work? Well, we'll be exploring that, and pick of the bunch. I don't think I've shown this on social media yet. But I'm working on this for a super secret project that I cannot talk about because I've had to sign a document saying I can't. But this is coming out for that. Okay, enough showing off. Oh, if you were interested and you're in the UK, and you want to take that course, it's at the end of April, like the 23rd-ish. When is it? Oh yeah, 23rd of April. And you can find this on the Little Legend store, and it's in the comments. Sorry, it's in the description below. So, weekend course. Okay, let's have a look at the comment section. Rayo, Dante Paints is my first 20-kilometer training run. Nice. Well done, mate. Well done. Taking away the next Ultramarine squad. Yeah, you're blasting through those. Lifetime Caravaggio palette fan. Okay, I'm not a great Caravaggio. I mean, this is part of the course I want to talk about. I'm not like some expert at Caravaggio. I don't need to be. When I look at the Caravaggio, I feel something. I want to talk about that. I want to talk how it's influenced my work. It doesn't need to be like pretentious. You have eyes in your head. You look at an image, it makes you feel something, and I want to dissect why it makes you feel. And Caravaggio's life is so interesting as well. I mean, almost murdering a waiter over bringing him mushrooms. Fascinating dude. I'm more of a loyalty of its own reward myself, but those black tutorials are fire. Yeah, lots and lots and lots of black tutorials. How about I've referred somebody to your Patreon, the classes, to the one-on-one course in metas. Yeah, brilliant. Thank you so much. It means the world to me doing that. Can vouch for the SOH tutorials. Sorry, I'm doing John's nice code that weekend. That's okay. You can have. I've been watching the preparatory materials he's making for it. Oh my god, mwah. Beautiful, 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 beautiful. Okay, I think somebody sent me something via social media. Has anybody tagged me in anything? Ah, okay. So we have Ollie's Wargaming whilst watching the stream. That is a gorgeous colour. I would recommend one final layer in the shadows. Funny enough, a great colour I've been using recently is... sorry, dead air isn't very appealing on a stream. I can't find it. Anyway, it's a dark blue contrast paint. It works great to deepen those shadows. But yeah, I think you need one more layer in there to really solidify them, really, really darken them down. If you've posted anything on social media, let me know where to look, because that will help a whole heap. Okay, back to the face. So we have the rough, please focus, please focus. We have the rough establishment of the face. Now I'm going down a brush layer. I'm going with the 2-0 Redgrass Games. I love these brushes because they're very stylish. You have the red and the black handle. Just something about them, and they're indestructible as well. They're freaking indestructible. Okay, at this point, I'm going to pop in the eyes. So I'm going to take a little bit of ivory. I'm going to mix it with red leather I have on my palette. I want to create the effect of sort of like a very bloodshot effect. Okay. I'm not going to speak here because I have to hold my breath. Oh, okay. Okay, let me do the same. Okay. Right, okay, in order to make it look really bloodshot, I'm going to take my deep red, add water to it, and glaze it over the top. I want this guy to look ill. Okay, next phase. I need to really solidify those shadows. I'm going to take a purple. So this is quite deep violet, and I'm adding it to my red leather. Okay. I want to create this sort of colour. I need a little bit darker than that, so I'm going to add just the tiniest pinch of black. Okay, I'm going to try to thread the needle here. This purple goes into the very darkest recesses of the sculpt, and this helps really tell the story, really solidify these horrible marks on this miniature. Okay, I need to get it down here as well. You know what? I can add a little bit of red down there as well. So when we're dealing with, I mean, it doesn't even have to be faces. It could be miniatures in general. Right towards the bottom, you can see how we lose quite a bit of detail because it just falls into shadow. well, why not add an extra effect? So I'm going to take a pinch of my deep red. I'm going to work that down there. And let's see what that does. If it doesn't work out, well, fine. I can change it. It's a little bit messy right now, but that's fine because I can always clean it up later. Okay, so we have the rough balance of the face, I'd say, at this point. I'm not going to do any underglow on the face because I feel like I'm overusing that technique on the miniatures to generate interest. So I'll leave that alone for the moment. Next up, I want to apply a filter layer. A filter layer is a very, very thin down, unbelievably thin down glaze. I'm going to return, so let's go to a Redgrass Games number 2. I'm going to take a little bit of, I'll show you the consistency of the paint. So it's this thin. Look how unbelievably thin that is. Okay, I don't want to use deep red. Deep red's big no-no. I want to use African Shadow. So I'm going to thin that down, and this is from the Scale 75 range. I want to drag this over the entirety of the face. You can see it pooling in all those areas. No, you don't want it to pool. Bad. Bad painter. We take the moisture and paint from our brush, soak it up, and redistribute it. We do not want it soaking into those areas because it will leave some horrible tide marks. Okay, I'm going to allow that to dry just for a couple of minutes. I look at the live chat. Okay, what do we have? Sorry, doing Jones now. Oh, I think I need to scroll up. Hey, Doggo, how are we doing? How are we doing? And guys, if you do have any questions, it doesn't need to be related to this. Although, if you have any questions about this, it would come in handy. It doesn't have to be about this. It could be about anything that you're painting at the moment. Anything at all that you want me to review or look at. I mean, now is the time. Now is the time to ask. Okay. Right, I'm going to add another layer over the top to create these really craggy, horrible, really express these big, horrible rents in his face. And I do quite like the concentration of red towards the bottom, so I'm going to take a little bit of deep red and drag it down. Even though I'm covering over the metallic, that's fine because I can always clean that up later. It's the colour balance I'm working on more than anything at the moment. So we have that nice movement from red to like top green. And he looks mad as all hell. He looks crazy angry. Again, we need a couple of seconds to wait for this to dry. Dante says needs a lot of thinning down from when we did this. It's very gel-like straight from the bottle. Yep, indeed. And Scale 75 does have a horrible tendency of splitting. So this is straight out of the bottle. You can see how the pigment just kind of breaks apart. It's a challenge, certainly. The artist paints don't do that. They give you a much nicer consistency straight out of the bottle, so to speak. But when it comes to glazing, they're great because of the gel suspension medium. Right, okay. Let's get back to this mustardy tone. I do need to add a pinch of Japanese uniform onto my palette. And it might be worth seeing the palette. Okay, so we have English uniform. Sorry, Japanese uniform. Light flesh. Like so. I'm going to just add a pinch of the African Shadow in here as well. Let's zoom in. So from here, I do want to start playing with the tones. I want to start firming things up ever so slightly. So this is the consistency of the paint. And let's glaze this over the top just to help create a more homogeneous overall appearance. Let's see how close I can get the camera without it going out of focus. Okay, very light pressured paint strokes. I'm not really aiming for very dramatic shifts of tone at this point. Okay, let's add a little bit more light flesh. I'm struggling to see the detail at this point, and when we're dealing with something this small, I mean, look at the size of my thumb next to his face. Of course we're going to have some difficulties. Of course. So in order to, for my own sanity, I'll put in a few pinprick highlights to guide the rest of the paint job. Yeah, Adepticon. Can't wait to go. A couple of weeks' time. Really not sure what. I've got a ticket for the Games Workshop. Not showdown. The Games Workshop seminar. I'm hoping, like it was a couple of years ago, where they gave out the Adeptus Sororitas miniatures, but for Horus Heresy. I'm hoping they give away a Praetor. And I do fully expect to see the new box set there. I think it'll be on display. I think it'll be behind a glass cabinet with armed guards either side. Because I don't think people are above bum rushing it to try and get at it. I know I certainly won't be. The box set. What do you think will be in the box set? I mean, we've seen those early leaks. I can certainly imagine, I don't know, like 20, 30 Marines. We've seen Cataphracti, so maybe 5 Cataphracti. I guess the question, will the box set itself come with the Land Raider? Because it's a big piece of kit to put in like a starter box. So I'm not sure whether they'll be in the starter box or whether they'll be sold separately. And we've seen leaks coming up of the rules, and it is looking like quite a hefty rule book. So I've got a little bit of ivory here. I'm trying to pick out top. Oh no, I've messed that up. Okay, just need to flood that. Underline color. I could try that again. Yes, it looks like a beefy old rule book. I'm not sure how much. I mean, I'm not going to discuss the rumours on here, just in case people are on here and they want to save it for their own time. But it's looking like quite a good shift. I mean, from what I've read, it looks like a good addition is coming up, and hopefully they'll support the hell out of it as well. I wonder whether we'll see any like previews alongside it. I'm curious exactly what will be on sale there. I'm guessing there might be Cabanda because that's been previewed. I dare say we'll see another Legion Praetor. Sculpt being previewed. Because why wouldn't you? And I wonder whether we'll see any demo games of it, come to think of it. I mean, that would be something, right? If they were showing off the new... demoing the Heresy rules, because they're practically out there already. So I am very optimistic over the stuff that they'll give us. Because I'm teaching, unfortunately, they won't... I haven't got the goodie bag that you get there. You could upgrade to have a goodie bag. That is one thing I'll miss from the experience. Because I wonder like what goodies will be in there from GW. If anybody wants to sell one, hit me up. But how many people in the comments have actually been to Adepticon before? what's been your favorite bit of the experience? Because I keep hearing it's the things that you don't plan for that you end up really enjoying. I know a couple of years ago, well, the last Adepticon, my co-host on the Age of Darkness, he bought a load of Man of War stuff from the second-hand store, and that's the kind of experience I'm looking for with this. I'm really looking forward. Oops, Daisy. I'm really looking forward to those incidental experiences. I'm just meeting people that I've only really spoken to online, like students, Alex. No, we've never even been in the same room as each other, have we? Come to think of it. Which feels weird to say. Okay, building up the highlights. I do need another crack at these teeth. Typical, and I need a little bit of background noise. The seagulls do not oblige. Righto. So we've built up the highlights again. Sorry I can't get any closer than this. The camera goes out of focus. Let's zoom out. Let's see. So we've built up the highlights again. We need to add depth. What this thing is missing is depth. Okay, let's have a look at the social media. Oh, right, okay. Do you have a model in mind for the one-day painting course in Cardiff yet? Not yet. I'm working on it, and hopefully I'm working on something special and the miniature will be supplied. But I don't like committing to something until it's there. But it's yeah. Very, very excited to potentially bring this thing that I can't talk about to... How vague is that? Okay, I just realised I missed the GW seminar ticket. There were a shitload. Oh, I shouldn't have sworn. There are a lot left over. I dare say you'll be able to get in there. I dare say. And anybody at Adepticon who wasn't able to get one of my class tickets, chance your arm, people are hungover, people don't turn up. There might be a space or two for you. So turn up. And hell, it's just nice to catch up with people. Past 3 years of Adepticon have been great. Yeah, really looking forward to going. Yo, Miles. I hope they start kicking out some more HH Iron Warrior stuff. I feel they have been neglected as of late. Yeah, so, I mean, well, the entire heresy, I guess, has been neglected a little bit. I guess that's what we'll see from this new wave coming soon, hopefully, soon. With a big TM over the top. Okay, how much do you charge? Will happen with the how much? Oh, sorry. Okay, so how much will happen with the HH rule set? Does anyone know? Nobody for certain right now. Nobody knows for certain. There are just rumours floating around. But what we have seen, it's sort of like 7th edition plus. So it's sticking with 7th edition, but with some changes. So bolt onto it. Sweet, I was thinking I need to get it. Yeah, no need to worry about that yet, because it's so far off. Yeah, I'm fingers crossed I can get something special for us. Okay, Death and Betrayal, perfect. I'll chat with one of the reg people when we... Yeah, just chance your arm. Okay, let's add a little bit more depth to this. Okay, how do we add depth to skin tones? Well, we can break skin tones up very roughly into thirds. Let me get this. Okay, a student a few years ago very kindly printed out some of my PDF tutorials and collated them into this. I'm hoping, planning, something like this is in production. Anyway. So these are all the PDFs. I think he did this 3-ish years ago. So all these PDFs are still available from the brushstroke. What else do we have? Stippling textures, that'll be on the brushwork course. Airbrushing, simple airbrushing techniques, and getting to learn cleaning your airbrush, which ones are appropriate for you. We have black armor, like a whole thing on black armor. Metallics, got the Blade of the Siren, that's a nice one. OSL, had to design your own OSL schemes. Had to do Plasma Glow. Freehand. Yeah, a complete freehand course in here. Where the hell is skin tones? We have fantasy skin tone. Painting faces. There we go. Let me zoom out just a pinch more. Okay, so when we look at faces, we can break them down into, I guess, like these thirds. So we have yellow up top, magenta through the middle, blue down the bottom. We can further break them up into this, into a more complex pattern. And then we can see how this colour influence affects colour palettes. So all there. Look at this freaking thing. I need to organise. I need to organise something. I just need to organise. I could stop the sentence there. Okay, so we want to build those colours onto the face a little bit more aggressively. So I can do this by adding glazes. Glaze, glaze, glaze. Glazy McGlaze face. Let's take yellow. I have blue on my palette already, and I already have magenta. Okie dokie. Let's take yellow. And let's glaze this up top. Zoom. Can I zoom a little bit closer? Oh, I can. I wonder how close I can get. Closer. Ah, out of focus. Closer. Okay, good. Let me glaze over the top with the yellow. Get the top of the cheek. I can work a little bit quicker because I'm used to this system. I can take a little bit of magenta. Glaze this down below. Then take a little bit of blue. This can go in that Nadia, so this is the darkest point. Okay. I feel like this could do with a little bit more zhuzhing up. And zhuzhing is a technical art term. I don't expect many of you will understand it. Zhuzhing. It's very technical, very technical language. Need to allow the damn thing to dry now. Okay. So I've got the comments section. Ooh, printed material. I honestly love it. Yeah, the student did such a good job on it. Unfortunately, with that, the PDFs were never meant to go to print, so they haven't been aligned properly. They're a little bit out of focus in places. Something in production. Addressing all that. Coming soon, TM, soon. Yeah, having them book form, yeah. Okay, I may as well tell you. So I'm in talks with a book publisher, and what we're aiming to do is take the PDFs, tidy them up, put them in a printable format, and then eject them into the world. So we start on the. We want to go through in logical order, not chronological order. So we want to do like a basics book. Book 1, Book 2, Book 3, building on things like metallics, skin tones. Black will be a book all in of itself. But unfortunately, the printing industry has been hit rather hard by the pandemic and the logistical issues worldwide. So even established name authors are having trouble getting their books made, let alone little old me. Just when you think you're getting somewhere. But in more immediate news, we are releasing a new I should say we. There's a new miniature on the horizon that we will be, that word again, it's nothing to do with me really, but there's a new miniature on the horizon in the vein of the Faceless Knight. And if you can't remember the Faceless Knight, it's this gentleman, who may or may not be available in limited quantities at Adepticon. But yeah, we have a new miniatures coming around the corner. Just getting the casts made and put out. Keep your eyes on social media for your chance to get the pre-order deal. Because it is rather exciting. It's Mongolian themed. 32mm miniature. for all your wargaming needs. Sign me up, yeah. Yeah, I hope it'll be successful. Yeah, I mean that's the plan, right? That's the hope. Okay. Next up, let's push this contrast. Okay, let's really push this contrast. So I have a little bit more of my ivory. We'll build this up through the green. And add the top highlight. Like so. Fine feathery movements. Tip of the brush. Okay, I think we have a really nice color balance. We have a really nice color balance we can stick to. Highlight the eye and pray I don't mess it up at this stage. Brush is a little bit dry. Okay. From here we can do all sorts of weird and wonderful things. Now doing on the miniature at this scale on camera comes with its own difficulties, so perhaps with the next one we can look at a much larger miniature. We can talk about this in more in depth. Okay, we have this slanted mouth. Drag the brush up. Let's get these top highlights. So these are the specular highlights I'm adding at the moment. This is the pinprick highlights that really solidify. The paint job. Ooh, somebody's on the timeout there. Okay, now I'll pinch, just a very, very small pinch of green into my top highlight. To help it cohere right at the very top. Oh, there my dog goes. Oh. Some kids wind up my dog. Poor thing. Riley! The wonderful ambient sounds. Riley, come here! The wonderful ambient sounds of a dog barking at children. Okay, so we have a rather nasty gash up here that we need to exploit. Okay. Let's take a little bit of blood red. No, sorry, let me make sure I got the right color. Deep red, deep red. I'll run into that gap. Riley, come here. The dog will be more famous at the end of the stream than me. Okay. Clear red. Good old clear red. I'm going to add a pinch of this to my palette. I'm going to roll this into that gap to make it seem like he's cut his head open. I do want a few splodges, a few paints, blood stains. So I'm going to take my brush, this gorgeous little brush that I have. I'm going to do it dirty. I'm going to do that to it. Look at that. Son of a... Okay, and then I can add some blood splatter. Hope that's picking up on camera. Little micro details. I wonder whether anybody picks up on them, but you'll know after watching this. Good. And you can see how the Tamiya clear. It dries, I'm not sure if you can see it, but it dries shiny. Okay, are we brave enough to dot the I on this stream? Yeah, we are. We are. Okay, so I want deep red plus black. I want like this deep carmine red for his eye. Make sure this is in focus. Hold my breath. Get the majority of it is covered. I think I'll have to do this. Yeah, just the majority of it is covered. I think I'll have to do this off camera with a stethoscope. No, not a stethoscope. With what's the thing you use to? It's painting and talking. It's not a skill I've developed yet. Okay, I'm gonna give my eyes a little bit of a break. Let's have a look what's happening in the comments section. Right, any suggestions for a just staring army? What to complement it? Because I'm a little bit stuck. Okay, that is the face, and where we are leaving it for now, because what we'll be doing is overlapping washes and highlighting. Hell, I'll do it on camera, but I really want to talk about the Adepticon experience if you've been before. What worked for you, what didn't, what to avoid, and what is the best pizza. Nobody said what the best pizza is, Giordano's or Luminaries yet. I thought there'd be a bit of a scrum in the comment section. Guess not. Guess it's a lukewarm afternoon. Nobody wants to pick a fight with anybody else. And let me know what projects you're working on as well, because I've just picked up this rather delightful miniature. I'm wondering what the hell to do with it. Definitely be up on the Patreon at some point, because why on earth wouldn't it be? Such a nice miniature. But let me know what projects you're working on. Got any tips for batch painting simple OSL fire lava? Yep, it is. So if you look on the website for fire bases, it's this. So you need to apply a pre-shade, then you can use some fluorescent pigments, and that will make the miniatures really, really pop. Really, unfortunately I haven't got the materials around me now to go through it, but yeah, that'll make it pop unbelievably. I've only had Giordano's. It was blasphemy to go anywhere else from head office. Okay, should we try Luminaries next time? Why not? Let's try Luminaries. Let's do it. Let's cross the Rubicon. If it's like any other large event I've been to, watch out for people that use the traps and then leave without washing their hands. Oh, right, okay, and then blame the food. Right, yes. That is yeah, very good suggestion. I might take some I think the safety precautions this year are going to be even more heightened because of the experience we've all had in lockdown. But yeah, you're right, you never know. There might be that odd fish. Oh god, I probably need a... Yeah, I mean, I've been triple vaccinated. I probably need a... I should have looked into this before booking the flight, but yeah, I need a thingy passport, don't I? COVID passport to travel. Okay, another thing to add to the list. COVID passport. Project-wise, is the 10th anniversary. Yeah, oh, thank you so much for reminding me about this. Why are we doing a Return to Isfahan project? Well, like a lot of people out there, I missed the first round of Heresy out there. I missed the book 1, 2, 3. I think it came in a book 4. I missed the early years. So throughout my gaming